Warm welcome to Disky Talk with Riviero. If you're tuning in for the very first time, I do ask that you please subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you've been a part of this journey, I hope you thoroughly enjoy this episode. So, on today's episode, I discuss all things Orlando Pirates as I have a tactical preview episode of Jose Riviero's Men. So when you have a look at it then, on today's episode, I am going to have a look at Orlando Pirates, as we do know that the DStv Premiership does get underway this weekend. So the first game that Orlando Pirates do play is against Stellenbosch, where then they will play away against Stellenbosch. So when you have a look at it then, with regards to this Orlando Pirates side, so last season then, we do know that they did do the domestic double, where they did win the MTN 8 and they also won the Nedbank Cup as well. So going into this season, after a successful season and finishing second as well within the DStv Premiership, they will be looking then to compete for the league title against Mamelodi Sundowns. So when you have a look at it then, with regards to Orlando Pirates, they do play then within a 4-2-3-1. And when you have a look at it then, going into this weekend's game and going into the season, with regards to who do I think will be the personnel. So in goals then, you will have China in goals. At left back, do know that there's Mayela there, but I do think that Marco will start. Centre back pairing of CBC and Koki. And then as the right back, I do foresee Monyane starting. Going on right along within the heart of midfield, you do then have Tim, and then you've got Munare as well. However, there is the option of Ndlondlo, and they've also signed Pelo Belloni from All Stars as well, which is another option then within the heart of midfield. When you move on then right along, off the left-hand side then, when everybody is fully fit, you do have Loch, and then as a 10, you do have Dlamini, and then off the right-hand side, you've got Saleng, and then up front, I do foresee Kermit Erasmus starting. So do know that they did lose Jukamanja then to Supersport, and going into this season, then I do foresee then Kermit Erasmus then being the starter. So when you have a look at it then, with regards to going into this weekend, because not everybody is fully fit with regards to some of the names I did mention. I do think we'll see Marco at left back, we'll see Kogi, we'll see CBC, Monyan at right back, and then in goals China, a double pivot then of Tim and Munare, and then off the left wing, I do foresee Patrick Maswanga starting. Tito, who's been doing very well within the preseason for this Orlando Pirates side. He scored a couple of goals as well. And then at 10, we will see Dlamini. Then you'll see Saleng off the right-hand side. And then up front, we will see Erasmus. However, there is also then the option of Relebohile Ratomo, who is a player then we did see last season towards the end, who made a couple of very good appearances for this Orlando Pirates side. That is another player then that could always come into the picture. So when you have a look at Ratomo, he could either play as a 10 or he can look then to play off the left-hand side. That is Orlando Pirates then going into this game against Stellenbosch with regards to what they'd be looking to do. So when you have a look at it then, with regards to their 4-2-3-1 in possession, what do they look like? So with regards to their 4-2-3-1, this Orlando Pirates side does look to build very deep. With regards to looking to build very deep, this is the structure that you would see where the two centre backs would be split wide, and then you've got the double pivot looking to offer that support then as first receivers within the heart of midfield within the first phase, looking to work it into the second phase. You've got the two fullbacks who would be deep and wide. And then you've got your left winger, you've got your 10, you've got your right winger, and then you would have your striker as well. However, another aspect then that you can expect from this Orlando Pirates side then, with regards to their shape. So what you could see then, because they do play with the double pivot, especially in second and third phase, is both fullbacks looking then to offer the width, which then allows the wingers to tuck in to then ensure that they do have this overload, where then could look somewhat like that, and they can do this then because then they've got these two within the heart of midfield which do offer the protection. Should anything break out wide, they are able then to cover that ground on either side. So this is something then that you can also expect from this Orlando Pirates side with regards to in possession within second phase. This relationship then between the fullback and the winger, where the winger does look to drift in, and then you've got the fullback looking to offer the width. It's also then quite interchangeable because what you would see then with Marco and Munyane is that they are also very comfortable with regards to inverting and coming onto the inside and occupying those half spaces and those central pocket of spaces as well. So that is Orlando Pirates. And another feature then of their game then would be wide overloads. That is something that they're very good at. Wide overloads, wide penetration, half space penetration as well, where then they do look to combine within the wide areas in the half space to ensure then that they can get that ball into the box. So that's an aspect of Orlando Pirates game that you would see with regards to set pieces, because that is also another area where they're very good with regards to offensive set pieces. They're very good at that, not just from first phase, but from second phase as well. And when you have a look at it then, a player of Monopula Saleng's quality, player who did very well for this Orlando Pirates team last season, he will be looking then to pick up where he left off from. And when it comes to those offensive set pieces, he is quite key because he's got a very good whip delivery with that left foot of his. And also then when you consider one of their other strengths then is possibilities then for offensive transitions and counterattacks, especially considering the type of players they have and the speed that they do have then on the break. So that is Orlando Pirates then with regards to what you can expect from them from a tactical perspective. But we do know that teams do improve, and we do know that this will be Jose Riviero's second season. So there could be elements from a tactical perspective and technical perspective that he would be looking to potentially improve and add on to this Orlando Pirates side as well, to take them then to another level where they are able then to ensure that they can compete for the DStv Premiership. Out of possession, what would they look like? So with this Orlando Pirates side then, they're quite situational when it comes to pressing, as they do prefer to adopt a mid-block within their 4-2-3-1. Sometimes you'd see the 10 joining, but a lot of the times then it is pretty much a 4-2-3-1 block like that, and they would stay very compact. Also do know that last season they had one of the better defensive records. So defensively, they are quite strong. They're very structured as well. So this is a team then that has something to build on, considering that they had a very good season last season. And going into this season then, they will be looking then to ensure that they can try then compete then against Mamelodi Sundowns for the DStv Premiership title. However, this weekend they do come up against Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch is a team then we know that has a lot of talented players and a lot of young quality players as well, and it's going to be very interesting to see then how then do they progress, especially considering then that we do know that they did lose their talisman to Mamelodi Sundowns, who is Junior Mendieta. They've signed a couple of players as well, and it's also going to be interesting to see how some of the players that they did have last season, which were on the fringes, how then do they progress? Do they look to break into the side and look then to add value to that Stellenbosch side? So it is then a very interesting encounter. This was an encounter then which also played on very early within the last season, and the last time then it was a draw where it ended 1-1 at the Donny Craven Stadium. Going into this weekend, do let me know, what do you make then of Stellenbosch versus Orlando Pirates, and what do you make then of Coach Jose Riviero, and what then I've touched on from a tactical and technical perspective with regards to what we can expect from Orlando Pirates. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in to another special episode of Disky Talk with Liolo. Signing out.